Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to A Brit Does Baseball Does 2025 season review series, where we sit down with a fan from each of our beloved baseball clubs and the Colorado Rockies, and we chat about baseball and how their season went in 2025. This episode, I'm joined by Cal. Cal, how are you doing?
Yeah, dude, I'm okay. I'm going to Scotland to watch some rugby this weekend, so it's you know gonna be nice to have a little bit of a break from baseball. But we got a lot of these reviews to do. It's coming back thick and fast. I need a break before we start, and then we'll be rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Anyway, well, this episode, we're going to be talking about a team that we don't really talk about much on the air, and that's the Los Angeles Angels in the AL West, of which we have very limited exposure to outside of the Mariners. So I'm excited to chat to our Angels expert, and we can just talk about West Coast ball that isn't the Dodgers, which will be a nice, refreshing take.
I'm excited to learn about what happened this year for the Angels. Honestly, I famously don't pay attention to anyone that doesn't play in orange and black in San Francisco. So it's be nice.
Yeah,
let's see how it went.
I'm excited as well. So joining us all the way from, I believe, the wider Los Angeles area is Niko. So Niko, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you very much for joining us. So before we get into kind of the 2025 season, just want to why are you an Angels fan and what do you like most about the franchise?
I'm an Angels fan mainly because I'm homegrown. Grew up in Orange County. Obviously, I love baseball. It's my first love. I tell everybody that. I guess a little bit of background on me. My dad played baseball for 17 years, so I kind of grew up into the game. And then he coached after that a little bit, and it was just something that was instilled in me. Going to the clubhouse, going to games. How could you not love it? Really, it was literally my life for so long, and it still is today. And then we moved down here when I was about 8 years old, from NorCal, and all my friends were Angels fans. And to be honest, for the longest time, I didn't really like the Angels. They had beaten the Twins in 2002 to go to the World Series, and my dad was on the Twins. So it was a grudge I held for the longest time until I grew up and then got over it and started going to games with my friends and just kind of learning about the team myself. And yeah, it's a fun team to root for, but it's also got its faults, but it makes you a true fan. I think Angels fans, if you're ride or die, the teams that haven't had winning seasons within the last few seasons, I always respect them the most because you feel for them. So
Absolutely. Did you have a favorite player growing up that like solidified your Angels fandom? Or
honestly, yeah, it was kind of Torrey Hunter, to be honest. He was teammates with my dad in Minnesota. He's kind of somebody that I look up to as an uncle, to be honest. And so when he came here, it was really going to see him at the beginning, to see him play. And he was the one that kind of introduced me to Angels baseball from the start. And then after that, obviously, after his tenure was done here, it was Mike Trout. I mean, how could you not kind of be in awe of what he was doing at such a young age? And he's one of my favorite players now. So, yeah.
oh, that's beautiful. Though especially in the UK, we get a lot of really lovely social stories as to why people like whichever baseball team that they do. But
Yeah.
that's up there with one of the best stories I've heard. That was lovely. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
it's been, yes, of course. It's been good. I guess I'll also say my dad also is a special assistant to the GM for the Angels as well. So kind of fell into that and really started paying attention to them when he went into that role. But I don't really talk to him about it. It's me. I live, I don't live with him anymore. So it's just me being a fan, watching Angel games every night, screaming at the TV or cheering, And my neighbors probably hate me, to be honest.
I hear that. It's difficult not to, when you are so invested in it, it's hard not to especially if you're comfy, you're on the couch, you're jumping up, and then you get, once you've done one jump, you may as well do two. And if you've done two, what's five?
Yeah,
You jump up around, who gives a shit? You'll be all right.
I think it's so important. Like, why am I sitting? Just stand up for the rest of the game.
I'd be stood if I was at the game. It's just about the same. It's fine.
Exactly. 100%.
So we got some hot takes, as we normally do for the start of each episode. We have a series of hot takes, which I don't know how familiar you are with the wildly successful restaurant chain Nando's and what its cultural significance is here.
I have heard. I've been to London like 3 times, and I don't know why I've never had Nando's. It's always at the top of my list, and I never get to it, which is crazy because I feel like they're everywhere.
It's just chicken. You're not missing anything special. But Gaz is gonna reel off some hot takes, and we'd like for you to rank them in order of spice from the Nando's scale. So we go, the lemon and herb, which is your pretty mild takes, all the way up to triple extra hot. And if you think one's a little bit extra outrageous, we've got the weird Perry Tamer cousin that doesn't really fit into neither hot nor cold.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a barbecue based peri peri spice. It's actually really nice.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never had it.
It's incredible. Niko, next time you're in London, let us know. As a thank you for coming on here, we'll treat you to a Nando's.
Oh, please, it'd be amazing. I'm down.
That'll be a great follow-up story. So we do call this normally. We call this segment normally Boo's Hot Takes. Boo is the name of my greyhound, but she has had a long, hard season. So she's hibernating for the winter. So these are just regular Brit Does Baseball hot takes. Cool. We're gonna start with they're all Angels based as well as you would expect. Awesome. I'm not gonna chuck a Cubs one in there as much as I'd love to. So our first hot take is the owner of the Angels, Art Moreno, is the most polarizing owner in all of MLB. And by that, I mean, some people think he's good, some people think he's terrible. So we're not talking like a Pittsburgh Pirate owner who is objectively bad, or Reinsdorf from the White Sox. Yeah. So where would you put that on the spice scale, Niko? And let us know why.
I mean, I think that's a pretty... Let me think here. I would probably go medium, right down the middle, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's very... I mean, obviously he makes headlines like every season or in the past couple seasons. And I think, you either hate him or love him on Twitter. There's a lot of people that do vouch for him. Once he took over the team in 2003, he really, the Angels were the team to beat in the West. They were constantly winning. They were putting together good teams, and he was going out and getting people not afraid to spend the money to get the good people to come over here and try to thrive here in OC. But over the last couple of years, obviously, I think there's stuff that has happened. There's been contracts, the Rendon contract, everybody talks about being the worst one in baseball. I think that's just, coming off of 2019, he just had a ring, MVP finalist. He was putting up good numbers. You're trying to get him to be on the hot corner of your infield. And I think, things happen out of his control where Rendon just gets injured like crazy. And it's not that he doesn't want to play. There's like legitimate injuries that just stop him. He also ended in MVP voting. I know it's Mickey Mouse season 2020, but he ended in MVP voting that season, his first year. I think as fans, it's very easy to point fingers, obviously. And the one that's been there every losing season is Moreno. So the reason I put it at medium is because, I think he is very polarizing. You either, agree with him or you don't.
So where do you stand on it?
That's where I'm saying it's like, I think that's why I put it in the medium, because like it's half and half,
Right, you are. There's some days where you're like, this is pretty good. I'm enjoying this. This
Yeah.
is positive. And then a few weeks later, you're like, where the fuck did I think that was a good idea?
Exactly. It's literally, it's that whole thing where you're talking about we're screaming at the TV. We love this game. We're fans, and I think fans have every right to love and hate their team at any given time, right? But at the same time, if I'm screaming at the TV, like, damn, and then I go and eat after, once I've cooled down, I'm like, I couldn't do any better. You know what I mean? So I think there's just a bunch of things that are out of his control that, of course, as an owner of a team, things fall on you. There's responsibilities. There's opinions that are going to be shaped in how you run the team. And it's kind of wishy-washy, you know. It all depends on if you're winning or not, you know. I look at the Dodgers a lot. Best team in baseball, obviously, right now. And I want to see what it's like when they're losing. Because it's so easy to get along with your teammates. It's so easy to build camaraderie when everybody's winning. Everybody's happy. You know what I mean?
I think we're all waiting for the Dodgers to start losing, honestly. No one more than myself, but
Me too, man.
Can't
Me
wait.
too.
Anyway, this isn't another episode about how much I fucking hate the Dodgers.
I'll join that one with you, though, if you ever want to have that one.
We'll do it. We'll have a Dodgers hate party one day.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think we'd have too many people in the queue for that one, Cal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think ultimately with Moreno, as you said, there's stuff out of his control, like Anthony Rendon. Yeah, there's been injuries. There's also been comments from him that you know, he doesn't even like playing baseball as a business, which I kind of respect.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get paid millions of dollars to sit on the bench when he's injured.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's got his ring. But you can't blame the owner for that. Like, you buy him for the stats, and if he's not performing, like, yeah, it's a bad contract, but you wouldn't have had that possibility. But likewise, you also had 8 years of Shohei Ohtani, and you've had Mike Trout for, you know, his whole career. So you know, he has done some good stuff. I think you know, he's just spending money sometimes in the wrong places.
Agreed. 100%.
Hey ho. Speaking of Anaheim local boy Mike Trout, our second hot take is on him. And the hot take is that Mike Trout's contract is currently holding the Angels back from making progress. So the figures in my head, I think it's a 12-year contract and it was $325 million.
Something like that. Yeah. I know it was 12 years. I wanted to say it was 400 or something.
It might have been. To be fair, Dan sent us this one and then also sent another 20 messages about Adley Rutschman because there's an Orioles fan. So it kind of got lost. It got lost in the wash. I'll fact check the numbers, but yeah, basic idea is Mike Trout's contract is holding the Angels back from making progress.
Yeah, I think it's I'm gonna say it's an extra hot take, to be honest. I think I'll be on the minority of who thinks that. I think a lot of people, you know, when it comes around, they do want to move on from him sometimes. But I think, like I said, it's because we're losing. I think a lot of people, you know, things change if you're winning. I mean, that's how it is. You go on any fan page, Twitter, they win a game or they go on a 4-game win streak. It's like, we're so back. And then you lose the next 3. And it's like, you know, I'll get rid of him, get him out of here, which it is. But I think Mike Trout, he's a halo, you know, he's an angel. And I think he's shown that through loyalty. Obviously, he's also been injured the last handful of seasons. But I just don't think, obviously, there's somebody, once Mike Trout does retire, or if they were to trade him or anything, you know, there will be somebody that takes his place eventually. But right now, when you think of Angels baseball, you think of Mike Trout. And I even think
left on the contract.
2031 is when it expires. I've got the figure. It's 12-year, $426 million contract.
Yeah.
I thought it was expiring soon. I was like, he's got the chance to do something quite cool here and like just kind of take a shorter, like you can do an extra 5 years. You can play when you're 40 if you're Mike Trout. That's like 7 games anyway.
Yeah.
But like you could stay and do the coolest thing where you could stay and be Mike Trout, but for significantly less money.
Yeah.
I feel like there's few people in baseball that could be convinced into kind of taking a pay cut to make the team better at, like fucking pulling a Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I reckon Trout would have it in him, but he's got another like 5 years left and about 70 games in those 5 years, so probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So let's not worry about it too hard.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people look at him like, why doesn't he want to go and be on a competing team? But I think that just says everything about his character. But also, like, you look at people like Shohei, who just had, you know, he wanted to win. Just recently got married, recently had a kid. Like, that's new chapters in his life. His main priority was winning. You look at Mike Trout, who has a family, who's getting paid and living in Orange County, which is, you know, maybe I'm biased, but I love Orange County. It's a beautiful place. It's great to raise a family. I think your priorities are, you know, with your family at that specific point in time. Might not be what every fan wants to hear, but I think he's loyal and he loves the game from what I've heard, you know, and you can see it. He loves the game and he wants to be out there. So maybe, you know, you can make an argument that it's holding them back from making them progress, but as a fan of him, I probably wouldn't even like to hear those those takes.
Based on that, we can move swiftly on to the third hot take because I'm a big Mike Trout guy.
Yeah.
So this hot take is actually Cal's own creation.
Love it.
So we all made one each. I did the owner, Dan did Mike Trout, and Cal came in with the vibes at the end. So the hot take is that the current Angel City Connect won't be beat. So any future Angel City Connect jerseys will not be as nice as the one currently.
Yeah.
How could it be better? It's already so good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So I guess would that be a mild take?
Yeah,
right?
lemon and herb. It's
right,
cool.
lemon and herb. Yeah, I think it's perfect. I think the point of those City Connects is to kind of put the city in it. At first, when I heard we were getting one, I was like, how do you do it without making it look super like Surf USA? Because that was the only thing that came to my mind. And of course, they did the whole Surf USA, but it's perfect. I love it. I love it. They started wearing it even more. Like they would wear it like on a random Tuesday night this season. And I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think it can be beat.
I think maybe if they balanced out the one armband on that, maybe they just put another one.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, literally.
It's just all the next one is it's got another set of armbands.
Yeah, it just keeps going over the next couple of years.
It's another $180, please. It's like,
yeah,
do it. This one's got two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I love it.
So, yeah, that wraps up the hot takes. Thank you for taking part, and thank you for myself, Cal, and Dan for providing the hot takes.
Yes, thank you.
Even if Dan's was lost in a sea of messages, but I got there in the end.
It was good.
So we've done the hot takes. Next thing we're going to talk about is the main course of the episode, and that's the Angels 2025 season.
Yeah.
So just in case you are unfamiliar with the Angels record, they finished with to the wider listener, not Niko, because I appreciate he probably knows this. They finished unfortunately last in the American League West with a record of 72 wins and 90 losses. They had a losing record both at home and away. Fifth place. They finished below the Athletics, which I didn't know until I looked at this.
Yep.
So if you could sum up the season in one word, Niko, what word would you use?
I would say disappointing, because I think, whenever you have a losing season, that's an easy word to go to. But I think it was especially disappointing because there were certain times, especially at the beginning, which is kind of classic Angels baseball, where we come out hot and we're doing good and something looks like it's in an upward trend. And it just seems like that last month just kind of tails off. I also think it was disappointing not to see Ron Washington finish the season because of health issues. I think he was building something there. And I would have liked to see how that would have panned out if he did stay. So there's just a lot of disappointing factors in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the expectations that in the wider Angels fan community, what was the expectations for 2025? Like, did you expect that it may not go your way and still it was disappointing, or did you think that there was like a bit more of a shot for more to happen here?
Yeah, I think personally, I think in the wider community, obviously the expectation is like we got to make playoffs just because it's been so long, right? But I think realistically for me, I just wanted to end over 500. I wanted to have a winning season, something we also haven't had in a while, you know. And you know, expectations were low for me as a fan. I think it was, yeah, like I said, disappointing because I think there was something there at some point. It seemed like all the gears were clicking, everything was clicking. I know it made huge headlines at the beginning of the year when they banned phones in the clubhouse. Everybody was like, why would you do that? These are grown men. I liked it. My experience with baseball is very different, I think, than an average fan, just being able to see eras change, you know, because my dad played from 93 to 2010. A lot happened in that. But I think even now, like, I'll still say to the end of this day, you know, camaraderie and chemistry will always beat talent. I think if you're going on that field trying to win for your teammates instead of yourself and playing like a selfish game of sorts, it's always going to win. Or at least you're going to have fun losing while doing it, I guess. But yes, I think having the phones off, you know, people actually talking to each other and not on their phone during rain delays or stuff like that, it can build a sense of brotherhood that can lift teams up, especially teams that haven't been doing well. So I think things were clicking and then it just kind of all fell apart bit by bit. Injuries, you know, manager leaves, bullpen coach had to leave to get hip surgery. That's when my dad took over the last month. There's just a lot of stuff started crumbling. So I think that's what it was. It was like, what would it have been if it went all according to plan with everybody in place? I would have liked to see that.
Right, you are. So we've had a little look at some of the slightly more disappointing and negative sides, but there's 162 games. There had to have been some positive somewhere. Did you have any that kind of stood out, kind of maybe just individual moments, or was there a couple of weeks run where you were like, this is the best, every day's a dream? At the start of the season, because I'm a huge Giants fan.
Yeah.
When we started the podcast, they were like, Cal, how you feeling? I'm like, every day's a dream.
Yeah.
And then
quickly
evaporated.
And then very quickly became every day's a nightmare. But
yeah. Baseball's always going to find a way to baseball, right? 100%. I think the biggest one was we swept the Dodgers. Like, of course, like that was huge. You know, I was stoked, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is their World Series." I'm like, "I don't care. Yeah, give it to us. Give us something." And
we just won 6 games against the Dodgers. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, it's easy when the bully can just bully you down when they have everything. You know, Dodgers are a great team. I'm not going to take that away from them, but at the same time, like just Dodger fans flooding Angel Stadium to see their team lose 3 in a row was great, and then us beating them at the beginning of it was perfect. I was like, yes, this is season highlight. But other than that, like I think Mike Trout finishing this season strong and also playing a whole season. I think he played around like 130 games or 120, something like that.
130, bang on. I was going to go through some stats after this. So 130 games for Mike Trout, bang on.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. Obviously, statistically, his worst year, but like just to see him play a full season was awesome. And it wasn't looking good there for a second when he did get injured at the beginning of the year. It's like, here we go again. But it was exciting to see. I also think, on paper, if you're looking at the stats, the team didn't play well. It was terrible. And how we finished. But I think the roster is better than it's been in a very long time. I think there's, a lot of people too, a lot of young guys coming up. which I wish we can have, somebody like, a Paul Skeens that comes up and just starts dominating stuff like that. But, not everybody can be like that. And I think with experience and these kids can get more big league time, you're going to start seeing pieces, fall in the right places.
Speaking of pieces falling in the right places, just wanted to run through some of the stat leaders on both the hitting and the pitching side. This is as statistical as we will get. Joe Adell, breakout season. He actually made we did an all vibes team on one of our previous episodes, and he actually made it into my outfield just because he had a really, really good season. And no one seemed to notice. It was like, no, I don't know if it's because it's the Angels and it's not Rendon or Trout, but you sort of got to the end of the year. It's like 37 home runs, 98 RBIs. It's like, oh yeah, nice, well done, Joe. And just really slid under the radar. I like the Angels because I'm a big Mike Trout fan. He's still got 26 home runs in 130 games, which is
insane.
Was good for third on the list. But I like the fact you've got quite a young core. Like you've got Logan O'Hoppe behind the plate, who I think is one of the best defensive catchers in the game. You've got Zach Neto at shortstop, who again is one of the best offensive shortstops in the game. And Joe Adell has had a breakthrough season. You tally that with Mike Trout, and you do need some pieces. Corner infields. Especially at third base. I know that's where Rendon's meant to be, but Moncada this year flattered to deceive. And Rengifo, Luis Rengifo, I've just looked up. He had 10 stolen bases versus 7 times he was caught stealing. Yeah. So why your base coaches are telling that man to run, I don't know. But
there seemed to be a lot of there's a lot of times where after those stolen bases, it looked like he was talking to the manager in the dugout. Like, I don't know if that was just him doing it by himself. I think there was a lot of I don't know the whole truth to that, but it seemed like he was giving himself the green light a couple of times.
Just quickly, where was Ben Joyce much of a part this year, or was he injured? Or
injured. I'm pretty sure he got injured. I want to say in May.
Oh shit!
But very early on.
I say he's one of the guys that I like for no reason. Like, he just throws real hard.
I mean, how could you? Yeah, it's just it's entertaining. Like, how the hell do you even hit that?
Ridiculous. But he was hurt all year. That sucks. Well, that's another thing to look forward to for next year, though. I guess is that
100%. I think that's what killed us a lot was our bullpen. Our bullpen gave up games a lot. Unfortunately, having him there would have been cool. But I think, just something like you said, looking forward, now that it's done and over, looking forward to seeing him back next season.
I mean, I'm looking at the pitching stats. I think the thing I had with the Angels coming into the season is you signed Kyle Hendricks, Travis d'Arnaud, and Yusei Kikuchi.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, those are 3 very, very good signings. You've unfortunately signed them all 3 years too late.
Yeah.
And it was like Travis d'Arnaud can't really hit. So he played 69 games. Kikuchi was good. He was your ace. He had an ERA of 3.99. Kyle Hendricks, I'm a Cubs fan. I love Kyle Hendricks.
I do too.
Watching him absolutely batter the Dodgers with 80-mile-per-hour changeups was fun.
It's amazing, dude. And everything he throws has to move because his velo's down. It's just I love it because it kind of proves to I don't know. I think it proves to people that you don't need to be throwing 105. If you do, amazing. But there's ways around it. I feel like this game is constantly evolving, and one of those is everybody's throwing damn near 100 now, right? But I think he proved this year that you can. Obviously, he's not a Cy Young winner this year, but it was fun to see him play.
Yeah, he had a better season this year than he did the last year for the Cubs. But I guess my point on this is you didn't really have a rotation, and you mentioned like your bullpen. You traded for Andrew Chafin from the Nationals, who was great. He had a sub-2 ERA. Luis Garcia as well, 2 ERA.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking at names of people that pitched for you, and you've got names like Hector Neris, who I can tell you from the Cubs last year was terrible. Oh, also shout out to Kenley Jansen. He had a good year.
He did.
So I guess my point being, and we'll touch on it in the second half because we are going to break for halftime. I think on the positional side, you've got a nice young core. Like Mike Trout can probably just be your DH. You've got Hoppy behind the plate. You've got Adell in the outfield. You've got Zach Neto at shortstop. You just need to kind of fill the pieces in there and then, and maybe switch the recruitment from players that are over the age of 35 to maybe players that are under the age of 25. But
yeah, it's kind of how it's been with Angel baseball. Even before I was like a diehard fan, it was kind of what they were known for, bringing in these vets. That I think bringing in a vet isn't necessarily a bad thing for sure, especially if you know what you're bringing them in for. If you're bringing a vet in, not expecting him to play good, but he's there to, be a clubhouse guy to show these guys and like really be the glue inside of the locker room, then yeah. But if you're, it was always, even signing Albert Pujols to such a big contract, but that worked out. Pujols did pretty well, and he continued to until like his final year. Yeah, that's just been kind of what it's known as.
Yeah.
I feel like all their big contracts have been people that are, Josh Hamiltons of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah. And on that Josh Hamilton note, we're gonna pause for halftime. When we come back, we're gonna talk about what we want to see in 2026, and by we I mean mainly Niko. So we'll be right back after this. Hi there, welcome to a Brit Does Baseball Does podcast 2025 season review. Me and Cal are still here because we are contractually obligated to each other, as well as Dan, but Dan isn't here because he's working with a boat. Instead, we've got Niko, who is our resident Los Angeles Angels expert.
Hello.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice I've just put on a very fashionable hat because it's late and I felt left out because both Niko and Cal had hats on. But anyway, I'm a sheep, not a shepherd. Let's move on. We've spoken about the 2025 season. It wasn't great for the Angels, but there was some there were some encouraging signs if you take away the Anthony Rendon contract. And we're going to look forward to next season now. So, topic on everyone's lips. We're recording this early mid to November. Free agency and the trade season hasn't really started yet. So Niko's basically got free reign of the board. So, Niko, are there sort of any free agents out there that you'd like to see the Angels sign? And I guess I'll caveat this by saying that are realistic. So,
yeah,
Pete Alonso, I think, is not going to be playing for the Los Angeles Angels as much as you. Well, actually, if you pay him, maybe. But
I don't know.
I think that's the thing. I think we have a history of paying. I don't think that's ever been a question. But now it's like we've paid so many people. What's left over to spend? I think one that sticks out to me is Suarez. I think that'd be realistic. But like you said, it's like, do you still want to go towards an older guy? But it's realistic, he can play third, has some power. I think he still has some left in the tank. I'm trying to think of like other ones that would be, because obviously you want to look at the third base, right? That's kind of the biggest one.
I can give you a list of some players who are free agents.
Yes, great.
Alex Bregman. This is ordered by WAR, wins above replacement for the uneducated like myself. So Alex Bregman is top of the list, followed by Eugenio Suarez, and then it's a massive drop off. Then you've got Paul DeJong, Yohan Moncada. We won't even go into that because that happened again. Kike Hernandez, again, we won't go into that one. And then you've got names like John Bertie and Gio Urshela. I guess one that sticks out for me, other than the Suarez one, which was a great call, because I think he could get 30 home runs if you played half the games.
Yeah.
Munetaka Murakami, who's coming over from Japan.
That's the big one.
The West Coast, Japanese players love the West Coast. Would you like to see them make a splurge?
100%. I would love that. But if we are talking about realistic, seems like every Japanese player just wants to go with the Dodgers now. And why wouldn't you? You got your friends there. You've played with them before. It's familiar. They can help you get acquainted to America. Where it's why wouldn't you? Everybody was mad when like Yamamoto and Roki signed with the Dodgers. It's like you get it though. You have to understand it at some point. But I would love to see him in an Angels uniform. I think he can really make a splash. And, Ohtani made a splash with us. Nothing to show for it, like I said, but that'd be awesome. I think that'd be really awesome.
And I guess kind of just look at. I mean, I'm scrolling up and down the positions here. You know, you
who
don't
else?
really need a catcher. First baseman. You've got. Is it Nolan Chanowell? Is your
Yeah,
first base?
yeah, he is. Who actually pleasantly surprised me this season. I think he was clutch in certain moments. I don't know what he ended average wise. 270 maybe. I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Sounds
But
like a number.
yeah, right. But he pleasantly surprised me this year. So I don't know.
You're
First
pretty
base,
happy with the first baseman, I guess, is the.
personally, I am. Might not be the popular opinion, but I am. Yeah.
Second base for me, I can see a fit here, and that's Gleyber Torres coming off
Yeah.
a decent season from the Tigers. And
Yeah.
I think you'll pay him.
100%. I think right now too is when you're signing people is to have people that have postseason experience that can kind of explain to these young kids what it's like and to make them hungrier to get there. I think that just is, a cherry on top of being able to come in and like tell them how we win, how to win, teach people how to win. I think it's important. But I also, on top of that, I think he's a great second baseman. We have Christian Moore too that came up. Like I said, just got to give him time to get acclimated. Look at like Joe Adell. Everybody was so mad, like send him back, like blah, 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 this and that. He's making errors, blah, blah, blah. And he had a breakout season. He looked so good in the outfield. Like it was night and day compared to other seasons. And so, yeah, if we got Torres, that'd be great. And to have him be able to, teach Christian more of the ropes would be cool.
Yeah, to be honest, I think if you get, I think I didn't actually think about this. I think Suarez is actually a really good fit for the Angels.
Yeah.
You need a third baseman. He's durable. He does play. He's got good power.
Yes.
I think that could be like the sneaky signing of the off season.
100%.
I'm just going through the outfielders. There's not really many names there. I mean, Cody Bellinger, but I don't see him going to the Angels.
Yeah, I don't see us getting outfielders maybe, but I think our main focus has to be pitching when you're signing free agents. It's just that's what we need. I mean, I think we were fourth in home runs this year. We came in last. You know what I mean? I think it's the pitching. We also struck out the most, but our pitching staff also walked the most. You can't expect to win games. Free bases,
I can give you, if you want another aging veteran from the NL Central that's been around for years, I can give you Miles Michaelis if you really want to up the home runs allowed stats. St. Louis Cardinals. But, you've got names like Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Zach Littell, even got bloody JV, Justin Verlander. Maybe bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think having JV, if he's able to come in and kind of be a mentor to all these other young kids and young pitchers coming up, then yeah, that'd be great. Zach Gallen would be cool. You could also get him for a little cheaper just because of the season he had. But I mean, thing is, he's great. I mean, he's proven it at a big league level. I think getting him would be awesome. But I think that's the number one priority is we need a good starting pitcher to get signed. We need it.
Is Kikuchi coming back next year?
Yes. I'm pretty sure we signed him to a 3-year deal.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He was our all-star. Did well. Did very well.
I wouldn't have read a Kikuchi at the Cubs. Now I'm thinking about it, but
we need pitching.
Whilst we're on the topic, I'm not going to go into the bullpen because we all know bullpens are really fickle. But you are losing Kenley Jansen. I keep mispronouncing his name. Would you like to see him come back, or is there sort of another Asian veteran you'd like to come in and fill that role?
Yeah, no, I think I would like to see him come back. I know that he's very much on board. He's talked about how, I mean, it was kind of every interview he had, he was talking about how he came here to take this team to the playoffs, and he wants to get, more importantly, he wants Mike Trout to be in the playoffs. That's what he said. And I think he's about it, and he did well. He did really good. It's just like, when did he have opportunities to come in for saves, But yeah, I think it would be cool to have him back. I would love it. I'd be stoked. But
what about it's I don't know why it's coming to my mind, but
Mhm.
I could really see Camilo Doval in an Angels uniform.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think it'd be good. I think that
I
would
think
work
it'd be
quite
great.
nicely.
I think it'd be great. I think, like I said, I don't really care from my perspective who we would. Any pitcher, I'm on board with. Anyone, I don't care
I
because
can throw it 40 miles per hour.
yeah, you know what I mean. Come, like that's what I'm saying. I think we just need to focus on the pitching to do it because you've seen it in. It backfires sometimes, but sometimes just a change of scenery can make somebody play differently. Sometimes, going to a different team and having on different threads could help somebody change their game. It's like this weird mystical thing about baseball. You see it's happened sometimes where people have been playing for, 6-7 years. People don't really know them, but they get traded in some trade and all of a sudden they become a star because they're killing it on the other team. But like I said, yeah, Duval would be awesome. That's a great point.
I don't know. I don't know why. I see him like as a little promo shot. Him and his like horses. Dude fucking loves horses. There's no horses outside the stadium. I reckon it'd work.
But from the
whole
bullpen,
parade and stuff going around the stadium at night. Fuck, yeah.
yeah, dude. Yeah. I would
Him
love
and
it.
Joyce, fucking hell.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say like what's realistic and what's not because sometimes, things happen. I've been shocked by some of the moves that the Angels have made in other teams before. So, like I said, if we were to get, a bullpen arm and a pitcher, starting pitcher, I'd be happy. It's better than nothing, 100%.
I think the beauty with having Art Moreno as your owner is that we could wake up tomorrow and we could see that Pete Alonso has signed a 15-year contract with the Los Angeles
That's
Angels
what I'm
for
saying.
$500 million.
As a
And
relief pitcher as well.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You never know. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, it'd be crazy. But I would be definitely disappointed if we didn't get a pitcher, at least one. Like if we're going out and signing hitters, it's kind of like there's two parts of the game,
it's a classic thing. It's like you have to score more runs than your opponent, and maybe Moreno would rather win 10-9 than 1-0, which
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
really, really annoyed, but really annoys the fan base and give them a heart attack. But
Yeah,
boy, is it more fun.
yeah, it is. It is 100%.
Sorry, I'm just reading. Did Chris Taylor play for the Angels this year?
Yeah. I believe he got DFA'd from the Dodgers. I think that's what happened, and we picked him up.
Oh. And I saw Lamont Wade Jr. Are you just picking up the West Coast DFA'd?
It's kind of everybody. That was the joke this year. Everybody who got DFA'd, it was like, welcome to the Angels. Just picked them up, because I think I can't speak for them, but I think that's kind of what goes into it. Perry's been around baseball for so long, and he has built a team of people that have been around the game. And I think that goes into that whole mystical element. It's like, if it didn't work out here, maybe it can work with us. And what do we risk? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chris Taylor had some good moments in an Angels uniform, but he was hurt a lot. He got hurt. I think he broke his hand or something.
Oh, lovely. That's what you need as a baseball player.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that wraps up our sort of free agent and trade. I know we didn't really talk about trades, but I think we've got enough free agents there that
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Pete Alonso is signing with the Angels. We're recording this on the evening or the morning of the 12th of November. Yep. If on the 13th Pete Alonso has signed with the Angels, I will eat this hat.
Yes.
I won't film it. That wouldn't go down too well with the audience. So we're sort of wrapping up almost. We're approaching the end. We've had our main course. We're approaching dessert, but before that, we get a little pre-dessert, which is going to be the last part of the Angels chat. I've got two questions for you. They're both going to be about the Angels for 2026. Mm-hmm. Number one, for all of we're not sponsored by DraftKings. We're not John Boy. As much as we don't want to be either. We're not sponsored by anyone. If you do want to sponsor us, drop us an Instagram comment. You've always got to plug that. I'm sorry. What would be the under/over on wins for the 2026 season?
You know what? I would say keep it safe, but also not really. I would go over under 87.5.
Ooh,
Oh,
probably.
I was thinking 85. That was it. I back it.
I was thinking 75. So
Yeah, I could go that because that's very realistic. But you know what? Why not 87.5? It came to my head. Screw it.
Where's your faith, guys? Come on. They've just signed Camilo Deval and Pete
Yeah,
Alonso.
dude, come on. We're
is
talking.
Alonso in the
Where's-
Alonso in the bullpen, or is he first base, or is he both?
Yeah, sure, both.
Anywhere. As long as we get 87 wins. Or 88, I guess, because I said over.
Okay, so the under over at 87.5. We'll send it on to Dan, who will place all of our bets because
Why
I
not?
don't want to lose my money, so might as well let Dan lose his.
Yeah.
I bet he gets really good odds on that. My second question is, let's say I'm new to baseball and I'm choosing a team to support, and I come across the Los Angeles Angels. Why should I support them in 2026 going forward? What do you think is going? What's the motivating factor behind getting behind this team next year?
I think the motivating factor, it's going to sound really weird because it doesn't sound like a motivating factor, but it's honest. It's that if you want to come into baseball, when you go into any sport, everybody's going to call you a bandwagon, right? Everybody, especially if people just jump to the best team that's playing. If you come to the Angels, nobody can call you a bandwagon. It's literally impossible. So you come and you can come in at the beginning of next year without any expectations, and you won't be labeled as a bandwagon. I think we have arguably the best person of this generation playing for our team. When he does play, it's fun to watch. We got a cool stadium, a beautiful stadium, beautiful Orange County. And I think what else? I think eventually when the Angels do start winning, I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully it's this year. A lot of people are going to look back like, I wish I was there at the beginning through the struggle, because it makes it taste that much sweeter.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Very persuasive. Cal, anything you want to end on?
No. I think we got it quite nice. It was good. I liked it.
I was trying to tee you up for our last segment, but obviously.
Oh shit! Fuck. Yeah. The last bit that we spoke about. All right. I'll segue it, and then you do your bit first.
Okay.
It's a little bit of tactics going on just now. So we like to end our episodes a little bit lighthearted because everything we talk about is obviously incredibly serious all the time. So we like to play a little game of start, bench, cut. If you're listening at home and you're unfamiliar with the rules, congratulations on having your 3rd birthday. Let me teach you about a fun game. So we give you 3 options. You start one, you bench one, you cut one. Gaz is going to give you a baseball Angels related one, and I'm going to give you one that's completely separate and away from baseball entirely. So Gaz, what have you got for us?
So it's going to be loosely Angel related. It's going to be about having a franchise player. So I'm talking about them in their prime. You can argue if their prime's now, if it's before. And 2 of the names are going to be quite familiar. So it's going to be a stick or twist option. So the first name I'm going to give you is Mike Trout as your franchise player. Second option is I'm going to have to give you Shohei Ohtani as your second option. And your third option, I'm going to go all the way to the East Coast. So I'm going to give you Aaron Judge. So you can start one as your franchise, bench one, and cut one.
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right. I love and respect my friends, and so I'm cutting Shohei Ohtani. No other reason behind that. I'm benching Arson Judge for the heartbreak and misery he put me through for a solid 4 hours on a cold December night in 2022-ish. And I'm starting Mike Trout because he seems like a nice guy.
That's perfect.
He's fucking awesome at his job as well, but like he seems like a nice guy.
Yes, 100%. These are all in their prime. you said?
Yeah, and you can define that prime can be defined whenever you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to. Okay, for sure, cut Otani because of the same reason that Cal said. 100%. That's immediately where my mind went.
Get him out of here.
Mike Trout in his prime is probably one of the best players I've ever been alive to see. So, like, that's the quick answer. But also, Aaron Judge is great, and he's from where I grew up in NorCal. So that's where I'm kind of like,
It's a tough decision. That's why I gave you Aaron Judge, because I knew he was from Orange County.
Well, it's like it would.
He's just also afraid to manipulate you to get what he wants. And so if that's what you want from your franchise guy, then hey, man, that's your team. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I was for sake. I just wanted to be different, but that's no. You have to do. You have to do. You have to start Mike Trout. And you have to bench Judge. You just have to. Mike Trout.
He's the fucking fish man, dude. No.
Yes, 100%.
What would you go, guys?
Would it be a clean sweep? I really like Mike Trout, so I'm going to start Mike Trout. I just think he's a better hitter than Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
I'm going to bench Otani because I don't trust my starting rotation at the best of times. So if he's going to get blown up, at least he might hit a home run or 4 off the other pitcher.
At least it'll be on Twitter.
Good point.
Yeah, I'll bench Otani begrudgingly. I'm going to cut Aaron Judge just because if he didn't play at the Yankees, would he be as good as he is?
He would. He's fucking great.
Yeah,
All right.
That's a fair point, but I think somebody had some guy was bored and he went through all of his home runs and how he's hit more home runs away than at home or something like that, like in 3 seasons or something. I don't know. I forgot what it was. I think he would. But...
I think he is incredible. It's just that I think that also going to Yankee Stadium as an opposing team must be incredibly kind of nerve-wracking. And so everyone's coming to play their best baseball. But then going away, the Yankees are coming in. So everybody's playing, but now they're at home. So they're going even harder. And you just said with the hitting more home runs away, he is a menace, to be fair to him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
A menace.
I'm going to cut him.
Good.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just want Mike Trout and Shohei. Look, if you gave me all 3 of them for the Cubs, would I complain? No. But
would you cry? I'd probably cry.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we had 2 out of the 3 and didn't do anything.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna hand the baton over to Cal just to take us home with the non-baseball one because we've spoken enough about baseball.
We're not going home. This is the Angels. We're going to Disneyland.
Oh, yes.
So I've got 3 rides at Disneyland. You got to start one, you got to bench one, you got to cut one. We've got the Matterhorn, we've got Pirates of the Caribbean, and we've got the Haunted Mansion.
Okay, this is perfect. Cut the Matterhorn immediately. It's like I get neck pain every time. It just such an old track, which everybody loves it because it's nostalgic, but I get off rubbing my neck. So that one's cut. I'm gonna have to bench Haunted Mansion. It's up there, but it's not Pirates. Pirates is such a relaxing ride. You're on it for 8 minutes, just chilling, and it's got that distinct chlorine smell or whatever from the water.
Super cheap chemicals. It's lovely.
Yeah, super, but it's nostalgic in its own way in every capacity. I love Pirates, so I'm starting Pirates, benching Haunted, cutting Matterhorn.
Nice. Hell yeah. Guys, do you know, okay, probably should have checked. Do you know of all of these rides?
I don't know.
Where are we going for a blind start bench cut?
I know 2 of them. So I don't know the Matterhorn. I've only been to Disneyland in Florida, which is some would say I don't want to say different, but different.
Some would say
better
place.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy that says that.
their Expedition Everest, which is like their Matterhorn, is.
See, I've not been to Animal Kingdom either, so
Oh, there we go.
we're just going to cut the Matterhorn. We're going to take the Band-Aid off. I'm going to agree with Nico. I'll take his word for it. I'm going to start the Haunted Mansion only because there's one scene where you go through the graveyard and you've got the 4 president heads that start singing.
Yeah.
And it's like one of my favorite scenes on a dark ride ever, to the point where last time I went on it with my girlfriend, I was like, oh, the heads are coming up. And she was like, what the fuck are you on about? And then you turn the corner and it's just singing heads. And then it broke down and we got even more of the singing heads for like another 10 seconds.
That's perfect.
And Emily, sorry, I shouldn't name drop her, but my partner was just like, oh yeah, that was sick. So starting the Haunted Mansion, I'm going to bench Pirates because I didn't go on Pirates when I went to Florida. Instead I have done it multiple times at Disneyland Paris.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of things I like in the world, and one of them is not the French language. So therefore, the pirate tune being in French compared to English detracts from it a little bit. I speak a little French, but not enough to make sense of what Jack Sparrow was saying. So, start Haunted Mansion, cut the Matterhorn, and we'll bench those French pirates, shall we?
Boom.
I respect that. I'm cutting the Pirates. I'm so fucking afraid of animatronics that it is a hellscape for just shy of 10 minutes. I appreciate what it's done. It launched one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. If you haven't watched those movies recently, go and fucking watch them.
Is that Finding Nemo?
Yeah. Shark Tale. I don't know, man. Animatronics freak me out, and sometimes it's really him. That's my worst nightmare. Just being confronted by a human cigarette. I don't know. I'm gonna bench the Matterhorn for similar neck pain reasons. I had a fun time going on it, but when I was there with my pal, we were like going up the thing, and he was like, "Oh, this is like one of the oldest roller coasters here." I was like, "What?" And then we fucking decided. But I just didn't enjoy it. I like ghouls. I like spooky shit. The Haunted Mansion can stay for as long as it likes. When I went, it was like just transferring over to Halloween, so it was shut, but it was like you see all the decorations for them making it like Jack Skellington themed and stuff. Even though I didn't go on it, I appreciate that they were getting skeletons out in Disneyland. That was quite fun. So we're starting the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it is. It is, I think, one of the only rides, if not the only, that like has 2 versions of the ride every year. So it is cool. It changes.
Hell yeah. And hopefully next year they'll have an Angels World Series theme to it.
I just want a parade, dude. That's too much to ask.
Just a fucking tweet.
Yeah.
2 words. We did it.
Yeah. Literally.
I think that's going to wrap us up here for this episode of the season review series with Niko from representing Los Angeles Angels. We didn't know that his dad was a special assistant, and we weren't going to mention it. So I'm glad Niko brought it up rather than us, because I didn't want to dox your dad. No, but yeah, cool story. Thanks so much for coming on. Any final words you want to say, Niko? Anything you want to plug?
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for having me. I just love talking this. I can do this all day, so thank you. Anything I want to plug? I have my show coming out on Netflix. I'm an actor as well. It's called Ransom Canyon. Season 2 is coming out next year, so watch that if you're interested.
Hell yeah, we'll be watching.
Thank you.
And with that brings this episode to an end. I've been Gaz. Cal has been Cal? ?
Largely
Cal. And Niko, I believe, has been Niko. And we will catch you on the next episode. Thank you and good night.